My husband said, "You should have died in a coma," but the girl under my bed recorded it all. Please stay with me as I tell my story. And please, do not forget to support our channel by subscribing to our channel, liking our videos, and sharing your loved ones. Your support means the world to us. Now to our story. MPO. I was supposed to be dead. That's what my husband said when he leaned in close to my hospital bed, thinking I couldn't hear him. "You should have died," he whispered, so cold and bitter, it didn't even sound like him. I thought maybe I imagined it. I'd just come out of a coma, everything was foggy. But the way his eyes looked at me, like I was a problem that came back to life, I knew I didn't dream it. The nurses said he never missed a visit, that he'd sit beside me every day, holding my hand. But I don't remember any of that. What I do remember is the silence, the feeling that something was wrong, that something had changed. When I finally got home, things were off. My favorite blanket was missing. The kitchen drawer where I kept the good knives was empty. He said he threw them out, for safety. Our dog was gone, ran away, he said. But he never posted about it, never looked for her. I didn't believe a word. Then the sound started. Footsteps at night. The quiet click of a door. Whispers when no one else was around. I thought I was going crazy until I found it. A small black box tucked behind the bookshelf. A voice recorder. I pressed play with shaking hand. The first thing I heard was my husband's voice. Talking to someone. "She's never going to wake up." I made sure of it. Then another voice. A girl's. Young. Nervous. "What if she does?" "She won't. But if she does, you know what to do." I dropped the recorder. My hands were ice cold. Someone had been in our house, living here, hiding, with him. That night, I stayed awake, pretending to sleep. Around 3 a.m., I heard it again. The creak of the floor. The soft breath under the bed. I whispered, "I know you're there." Silence. Then a voice barely above a breath. "Don't let him know you found it. He's watching." She slid out from under the bed, pale and trembling. She was just a teenager. She handed me a USB drive. "Everything's on here. Videos. Audio. Proof." I asked her why she stayed. He promised he'd take care of me. Then he said I'd be next if I left. The next day, I went straight to the police. They believed me. The recordings were enough. He's gone now. But I still don't sleep through the night. Because the last thing he said on that recorder was, "Even if she wakes up, she'll never be safe." I woke up in a hospital bed with a broken body and a confused mind. The nurses told me I was lucky to survive. I had been in a coma for weeks after a terrible car crash. But as I looked around, the one face I wanted to see, my husband's, looked distant. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. He said all the right things, how worried he was, how he never left my side, but something in me didn't believe him. When I finally came home, everything felt different. Cold. My favorite pillow was gone. The photo of our wedding that used to sit on the nightstand was replaced with one of him alone. Our fridge was full of takeout, food I never ate. There were 2 wine glasses in the sink, one with lipstick that wasn't mine. He explained it all away. Said he was too tired to cook. Said the photo broke and he hadn't replaced it yet. Said a friend visited and they had a drink. But the lies didn't stop there. I started noticing things that didn't belong. A hairbrush under the couch. Clothes tucked behind the laundry basket. Someone had been here, living in our home while I was gone. One afternoon, when he was at work, I cleaned under the bed and found something that made my heart drop. A flash drive taped to the wood frame. It was covered in dust and barely noticeable, but I knew instantly it wasn't mine. My hands shook as I plugged it into my laptop. There were videos, some from our bedroom, some from the living room. In all of them, I saw her. A girl. Young. Maybe 17 or 18. She walked around like she lived there, completely comfortable. And then I saw him, my husband, laughing with her, touching her, kissing her. He brought her into our home while I was unconscious, slept with her in our bed, spent our money on her. In one clip, he even told her, "She's not coming back. And if she does, she won't remember anything." He was wrong. I remembered enough. When I confronted him, he denied everything, until I showed him the videos. His face went pale. He tried to say she blackmailed him, that he didn't mean for it to happen. But the truth was already out. The girl left the flash drive behind on purpose. Maybe guilt, maybe fear. Either way, it saved me. I lost my marriage, but I found the truth. And I won't ever let someone make me feel blind again. The first few days back home were the hardest. My body still ached from the accident, and I was moving slow, like everything around me was underwater. My husband acted like he was helping, making meals, tucking me in, giving me pills. But I never felt safe. Something felt wrong. He smiled too much, watched me too closely, locked the door at night, then checked it twice. I chalked it up to worry, but my gut told me something else. One night, I woke up in the dark. I was thirsty and reached for the glass by the bed, but I froze when I heard it. A whisper. Soft, shaky. "Don't trust him." At first, I thought it was a dream, but then I heard it again. Clearer, closer. He's lying to you. My heart nearly stopped. I turned on the light and scanned the room. Nothing. I looked under the bed, and there she was. A girl, maybe 17, pale, shaking, her eyes wide with fear. Please, she said. Don't scream. I couldn't even breathe, let alone scream. She crawled out slowly, her clothes rumpled, her hands dirty. He told me you were gone, that you wouldn't wake up, she said. But I stayed anyway. I had to. I didn't know what else to do. I thought I was hallucinating. My head spun. But she looked real. Terrified but real. He kept me here, she said. Told me he'd hurt me if I left. But I recorded everything. I hid the phone. I have proof. I asked her why she warned me. She looked down. Because I heard him on the phone last night. He said he was going to finish what he started. My blood ran cold. That night, we stayed locked in the guest room. She showed me the footage on her phone, videos of my husband talking about insurance, about cleaning things up. In one, he actually said, if she wakes up, we'll make it look like a relapse. I couldn't believe it. This man, my husband, had planned to kill me. Slowly, quietly, we waited until he left for work the next morning. Then we took the phone and everything we had to the police. They believed us. He was arrested the same day. I would have stayed in that bed, helpless, waiting for him to poison me with kindness. But her whisper saved my life. She risked everything to warn me. And because of her, I'm still here. Alive, healing, free. I started to feel like I was losing my mind. After the accident, I struggled with memory gaps and confusion. My husband said it was normal, that I just needed time. But when I told him I heard things at night, footsteps, voices, he looked at me with pity. You're just tired, he said. It's all in your head. I believed him at first. He convinced the doctors too. Told them I was paranoid, that I'd been like this before the accident. He smiled while saying it, calm and steady. The kind of smile that makes people believe him. I began to doubt myself. Maybe I was imagining things. Maybe I really was broken. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. He started locking me in the bedroom for my safety. He controlled my meds, made sure I took them right in front of him. And every time I questioned something, why the mail was hidden, why my phone had a new password, he said I was being dramatic. You need rest, not drama. I felt trapped inside my own life. One morning, while he was out, I dropped a book behind the dresser. As I reached down, my fingers brushed something cold and metal. I pulled out a tiny black device, no bigger than a thumb. A hidden camera. My heart started pounding. I connected it to my laptop. There were files, videos, dozens of them. I clicked on one. It showed him in the living room, pacing, talking to someone on the phone. His voice was low but clear. She's starting to remember things. If she talks, it's over. Another video showed him meeting someone in our kitchen. A woman I didn't recognize. They were talking about money, about needing to move fast, before I asked too many questions. He was planning something awful. I watched more clips. In one, he told the woman, she thinks she's going crazy. It's perfect. I wasn't crazy. I was being controlled. The camera had been there for weeks, maybe months. I never found out who put it there. Maybe it was someone who had lived in the house before. Maybe it was someone watching him. Whoever it was, they saved me. I took everything to the police. I showed them the recordings, the threats, the way he manipulated. He was arrested within days. Everyone thought he was the perfect husband. He wasn't. And I'll never forget how close I came to believing the lie, that I was broken, when all along, he was the one hiding the truth. They all thought I was unconscious. The doctors said I was in a coma, but I could hear everything. I couldn't move, couldn't open my eyes, but I was aware. Trapped inside my own body, listening in silence. At first, it was quiet. Nurses checking machines, soft footsteps. Then he started coming in, my husband. His voice was the one I waited for. I thought he'd comfort me. Instead, I heard him sigh in frustration. She's still alive, he muttered one day. This would have been easier if she just died. I thought I was dreaming. I wanted to believe I was. But every visit, he got bolder. One day, he pulled the chair close to my bed and whispered, "Don't wake up. You're just in the way." He didn't know I was listening. When I finally woke up, I pretended to forget things. I stayed quiet. I needed time to figure out what was going on. He acted so sweet, so helpful. He fooled everyone, but not me. After I came home, I noticed things. Footsteps in the middle of the night. Empty food wrappers that weren't mine. My jewelry moved around, clothes folded wrong. I knew someone else was in the house. Then I found her. She crawled out from under my bed, barefoot, eyes wide with fear. A teenage girl, maybe 16. She looked exhausted. Before I could even speak, she held up a small recorder. "You need to hear this," she said. I listened. His voice clear as day. Talking to her, manipulating her, promising her money, a future. And then darker things. She's not waking up. Sooner or later, we pull the plug. Another clip. No one will believe she heard anything. We'll be long gone. I stared at the girl. She told me he brought her in, said she could stay, just for a while. Then he threatened her when she tried to leave. She hid under the bed because she was scared he'd hurt her. She recorded everything for protection. But when I came home, she realized she wasn't the only one in danger. The next day, I took the recorder to the police. We handed over every file. He was arrested within hours. They found even more at his office: documents, insurance papers, a signed DNR form I never approved. He was planning everything. Slowly, carefully. But he underestimated both of us. The girl who hid under my bed saved my life. Her recordings didn't just expose the truth, they destroyed the lie he lived. And I finally got my voice back. When I came home from the hospital, everything felt off. My husband was kind, too kind. He kept touching my shoulder, bringing me tea I didn't ask for, smiling too much. It felt forced, like he was rehearsing a role he wasn't used to playing. The house had changed too. Furniture was rearranged. My books were boxed up. My favorite blanket was missing. I asked about it, and he shrugged. Just trying to freshen things up for your return. But something felt wrong. Like someone else had been living there. I started finding little clues. A pink hoodie in the laundry I'd never worn. Hair ties that weren't mine. A worn paperback tucked under the couch with a name written inside the cover. Maya. I asked him about it. He said she was a troubled teen from his volunteer work. That he let her stay with us for a few days while I was in the hospital. She had nowhere else to go, he said. I was just trying to help. But the way he said it didn't feel right. A week later, I found a small flash drive taped under the nightstand. No label, just dust and tape. I almost didn't plug it in, but something told me I needed to see what was on it. What I found made my stomach turn. Videos. Dozens of them. Some looked like they were filmed with a phone, others from hidden cameras. And in every one I saw him, my husband, and Maya. He wasn't helping her. He was grooming her. He gave her gifts, whispered lies, told her she was special. Then it turned darker. He manipulated her, threatened her, told her she'd be next if she left. He even spoke about me. She won't wake up. And if she does, she won't remember anything. In one video, Maya was crying. She said she wanted to leave, and he grabbed her arm. Hard. I sat there, shaking, watching the man I married turn into a stranger in front of my eyes. I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to. But Maya left the truth behind. She had been hiding under our bed for days after I came home, waiting for a chance to escape. And when she did, she left me the only thing that could protect both of us. I took it all to the police. They didn't hesitate. He was arrested within 24 hours. The girl he tried to silence saved me. She risked everything. And because of her, I'm free. He'll never hurt anyone again. I married him because I thought he was safe. He was charming, calm, always in control. When I had the accident, he was the one the doctors spoke to. The one who made every choice while I was unconscious. I thought he was fighting for me. But the truth? He was waiting for me to die. I found out weeks later, after I came home from the hospital. He acted sweet, helped me walk, made sure I took my medication. But I could feel something cold underneath his care. His eyes watched too closely. His voice was too flat when he said, "You're lucky to be alive." It didn't feel like luck. One night, I dropped my pill bottle, and it rolled under the bed. I bent down and froze. I saw something, a hand. Small, pale, motionless. I backed away, heart racing. Slowly, a girl crawled out. She looked about 16, terrified and shaking. "Please don't scream," she whispered. "I'm not here to hurt you." I stared, too shocked to move. She told me everything. My husband brought her in months ago. Said she could stay, just for a while. Told her she was special. Promised her safety. But it turned into something dark. He told her stories, about me, about the accident. And when I fell into the coma, he started talking about how it was better this way. He didn't think you'd wake up, she said. He told me it was just a matter of time. That no one would question it. She had proof. She pulled a small device from her backpack. A recorder. Dozens of files. His voice clear as day. Telling her how he was going to let the doctors decide. But only after he made sure I didn't wake up. "He gave you the wrong meds once," she said quietly. "Said it would help things along." My hands shook as I listened to him plan my death, like it was a task to finish. I asked her why she didn't run. I was scared. But then you came home. And I knew I had to stay until you found out. The next morning, I took everything to the police. They opened an investigation right away. My husband was arrested the same day. Everyone thought he was a loving husband, a strong man who stood by his sick wife. He was a liar, a monster. And if it weren't for the girl hiding under our bed, I might not be alive to say that now. They said I was lucky to survive. But waking up wasn't the hard part, pretending I hadn't what. I started to regain awareness days before anyone knew. My eyes were closed, but I could hear everything. My husband sat by my bed, whispering to himself, thinking I was still gone. "She'll wake up soon," one doctor said. My husband's reaction? Panic. "She can't," he muttered. "Not yet." That one sentence made my blood run cold. I didn't flinch. Didn't move. I just listened. Over the next few days, he kept visiting. but not out of love. He'd check my speak to nurses in low tones, ask questions about life support. I heard him say, if she doesn't come back properly, maybe it's kinder to let her go. I knew then, he wanted me gone. So I stayed still. I faked the coma. I needed time. I needed proof. And then something happened I didn't expect. Late one night, when the hospital room was dark, I heard a noise from under my bed. A soft shuffle, then a voice just above a whisper. I know you're awake. I held my breath. It's okay, she said. I'm not here to hurt you. A girl, barely older than a teenager, slowly crawled out. She looked tired, scared, but determined. I've been hiding from him, she whispered. He's dangerous. And I've been filming everything. She handed me a small device, a flash drive, loaded with videos. I watched them later, when the nurses thought I was asleep. They showed my husband at home, talking on the phone, discussing money, life insurance. Me. She's the last thing in my way, he said in one clip. Once she's gone, I'm free. He had no idea the girl he manipulated was secretly recording him. She told me he made promises, made her trust him, then threatened her when she tried to leave. I stayed to make sure he didn't hurt you, she said. I waited 2 more days. Then I opened my eyes. Everyone acted shocked. My husband tried to smile, to play the role. I let him, until I handed the flash drive to the nurse and asked her to call the police. It didn't take long. The videos were clear. His intentions were obvious. He was arrested by the end of the day. Everyone thinks faking a coma sounds crazy. But if I hadn't, I wouldn't be here to tell the truth. And the girl who hid beneath my hospital bed? She saved my life. When I came back from the hospital, my husband acted like the perfect partner. He carried me to bed, made dinner, smiled constantly. He told everyone how relieved he was, how much he prayed I'd survive. At first I believed him. I wanted to. But something felt wrong. He kept my phone locked away, said it was too stressful. He avoided eye contact when I asked about the accident. And he never let me in the home office anymore. One day, when he went out for groceries, I got curious. I managed to open his laptop. He never changed the old password. I wasn't even sure what I was looking for, but what I found stopped my heart. A folder on his desktop, titled Insurance Payout Plan. Inside were documents, policies with my name, a timeline of doctor visits, notes on medication doses, and a file named Final Video. It didn't make sense at first. Then I clicked it. It was a video of him, talking straight to the camera. Calm, cold. If you're watching this, he said, then it's done. She's gone. This should cover everything. I couldn't breathe. My fingers trembled as I scrolled back through the folder. More videos, labeled Stage 1, Slip the Pills, Quiet the Question, all filmed in our home. Someone else was filming them. That's when I heard the whisper. She sent them already. To a friend. In case something happened to you. I turned quickly. A girl, maybe 17, crawled out from under the bed. Thin, shaking, holding a phone. He doesn't know I'm still here, she said. But I couldn't leave until I knew you were okay. She told me everything. How he lured her in with kindness. How he used her, controlled her, and started planning my exit months ago. She filmed him. All of it. Every word, every plan. Then sent the videos to someone she trusted. Just in case she disappeared too. The last one was called Goodbye, Wife, she whispered. I thought I was too late. But I wasn't dead. The next day, I walked into the police station with the flash drive. I gave them every file, every document. I told them everything. He was arrested before dinner. Everyone thought he was a devoted husband. He was a murderer in the making. And if it weren't for the girl hiding under my bed, if she hadn't hit record, no one would have believed me. She saw the truth before I did. And because of her, I'm still alive. I kept telling them something was wrong. After the accident, I felt like a stranger in my own home. My husband acted sweet, but something about him had changed. He hovered too much, watched me too closely, said all the right things, but none of them felt real. I told the police I was scared, that I thought he was planning something, but they looked at me with tired eyes and soft voices. There's no proof, they said. Maybe it's just trauma. Maybe you're imagining it. But I wasn't, because someone else had seen everything, and she had recorded it. I found her by accident. I dropped my phone one night, and it slid under the bed. When I leaned down to grab it, I saw her face, wide eyes, pale skin, barely breathing. A girl. A teenager. Please don't scream, she whispered. I'm not here to hurt you. She crawled out slowly, holding a small camera in her hand. I've been filming him, she said, for weeks. She told me she had nowhere to go. He found her, promised her safety, and then trapped her. When she realized how dangerous he was, she hid. Under my bed. Watching. Recording. Every fight we had. Every lie he told. Every time he rehearsed what to say if I didn't make it. She captured it all. I knew something was wrong, she said. He talked about you like you were already gone. She handed me the memory card. I watched the footage that night. In one video, he stood in front of a mirror, practicing his speech. I just want everyone to know, he said, pretending to cry. I did everything I could for her. Another showed him hiding pills. Another, him on the phone saying, she's not waking up. It's only a matter of time. I took the videos to the police. They didn't question me this time. And then the footage leaked. I didn't mean for it to go public, but someone posted it online. It spread like wildfire. People saw the truth. The careful act he'd built came crashing down. He was arrested within days. The world saw him for who he really was. Not a loving husband, not a grieving man, but someone who was planning my end, one careful step at a time. And the girl under the bed? She saved me. She didn't run. She didn't stay silent. She aimed a camera at a monster and hit record. That camera solved everything.